Why must China be strong? Because we do not have the right to be weak. Our total land area is about 9.6 million square kilometers, and our maritime area is 4.73 million square kilometers. The lands left to us by our ancestors are rich in resources, vast and abundant, with the world's #1 industrial output and a population of 1.4 billion. An ordinary man is innocent, but possessing a treasure makes him guilty. Our mountains and rivers, lakes and seas, fertile fields and blue skies are our treasure. If we relax even slightly, we will be reduced to a feast for the circling pack of wolves. Why must China be strong? Because our civilization is the most ancient on Earth. The Wakxia civilization began with Pangu creating the world and Nuwa creating mankind. Found its identity with the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, was passed down through Yao, Shun, and Yu, flourished in the Xia, Shang, and Zhao, was unified by the Qin, became mighty in the Han, powerful in the Tang, wealthy in the Song, vast in the Yuan, unyielding in the Ming, was defeated in the Qing, suffered under the Republic,
was revived in the new China, and has prospered to this day.
Our civilization is a complete system in itself. It can accept foreign civilizations and embrace 56 ethnic groups and even more. Generation after generation, the ancestors of the Chinese family toiled on the land under our feet, leading the East Asian monster house, with Chinese civilization at its core, receiving tribute from 10,000 nations. Such a history and scale dictate that we absolutely do not have the option to surrender. We can bend over to till the fields, but we must never bend the knee in surrender. Our destiny is only to rise, to keep rising, endlessly and unceasingly. Why must China be strong? Because the scars of history are forever painful. The blood feuds of our ancestors are yet to be avenged, and the memories of humiliation are carved into our bones. In 1894, defeat in the Jiao War of Japanese aggression against China led to the Treaty of Shimonoseki and an indemnity of 300 million taels of silver.
In 1900, the 8-nation alliance invaded China, leading to the Boxer Protocol and an indemnity of nearly 1 billion taels of silver.
At the Paris Peace Conference of 1919, Wellington Koo's impassioned speech for Shandong's sovereignty was met only with an agreement among the great powers to divide the spoils. In 1931, in the Northeast, Japan arbitrarily framed the Northeastern Army for sabotaging the railway, launching a war of aggression against China that caused 35 million compatriots to be killed or wounded, lasted for 14 long years, and brought almost all of China to the brink of collapse. And in the history museums of the West, historical artifacts representing China's brilliant civilization, which they plundered from China, remain unreturned to this day. A weak country has no diplomacy, the weak do not deserve to speak. Even the lives, property, and dignity of the weak are not worth mentioning. In the 1993 Yinhai incident, the United States, on trumped-up charges, forcibly inspected our cargo ship on the high seas. During the 1996 Taiwan Strait crisis, 2 U.S. aircraft carrier strike groups forced their way into the Taiwan Strait. We moved land artillery onto our naval vessels. If firepower was insufficient, we added tanks. If warships were not enough, we used fishing boats. If accuracy was lacking, we would just get closer to fight. In 1997, the U.S. F-22 had its maiden flight, leaving our J-8 a full 3 generations behind. A tragic, extreme 8-for-1 tactic was proposed. Sacrifice 8 of our fighters to deplete an F-22's missiles, just to give a J-8 one nearly impossible attack opportunity. In 1999, NATO, led by the United States, brazenly bombed our embassy in Yugoslavia, killing 3 Chinese journalists on the spot.
In 2001, a U.S. spy plane violated our airspace and collided with our fighter jet. The pilot, Wang Wei, shed his blood in the sky,
leaving only the words, "I am unable to return. You all continue forward." 81192. became an unforgettable pain in the hearts of the Chinese people. In 2016, the United States made a high-profile intervention in the South China Sea arbitration, attempting to stir up disputes. 2 aircraft carrier battle groups, dozens of warships, plus more than 150 aircraft and over 12,000 U.S. troops arrived at China's doorstep. At that time, our naval power was far from what it is today. But the Liaoning sailed out alone to meet the challenge. 4 admirals took command, the elites of all 3 fleets were dispatched, and we bet everything we had. Veterans were recalled, and soldiers wrote their last wills, ready to die for the country. That summer, our nation had considered every way to die, but never once did it consider giving up. Even if it meant sacrificing the entire Navy and half the Air Force, we were determined to send all U.S. military forces, deployed in the South China Sea, to the bottom of the ocean. Therefore, if you are backward, you will be beaten. If you are weak, you will be bullied. So, we have no other choice. Get stronger. Stronger. And even stronger. When the trajectory of the Dongfeng 5C measures the cosmos, when the steel Great Wall of the Fujian carrier cruises the deep blue, the whole world sees China's power. From intercontinental missiles that cover the globe, to the launch of the Asteroid Impact Defense Plan. From the J-20's steep vertical climb, to the Type 05D5 large destroyers patrolling the 4 seas, our motherland has turned science fiction into reality. Back then, our decks were filled with land artillery, and we were mocked by the world. Today, our decks are empty, yet they are silent as cicadas in winter. In the past, we only had a will of steel. Now, our steel also has a will. Only those who are good at fighting can stop a war. We must be strong. The range of a missile is an eternal truth. Only when our weapons are more advanced will those who covet what is ours become quieter. If we were not strong enough, the machinations of the Russo-Ukrainian war would fall upon us. The United States and NATO would use war to drag us down. If we were not strong enough, Russia's iron tide would sweep across the 1 million square kilometers of fertile soil and the endless forest and mineral resources of the Northeast. If we were not strong enough, the Indians would ascend to the roof of the world, aim tens of thousands of artillery pieces at our heartland and the land of abundance. And the fertile plains of Guangdong would be turned to ruins within months. If we were not strong enough, the South China Sea would be devoured by surrounding countries. Those islands would become unsinkable aircraft carriers of other nations, stabbed into our heart. It's still that same saying. It's not that the world has become peaceful, but that we were born in a peaceful and powerful country. A country bought by 1 generation enduring the hardships of 3, and 1 generation fighting the wars of 3. So, why must China be strong? China's road is paved with the bones of its martyrs. China's flag is dyed with the blood of its martyrs. This prosperous age was exchanged for the loyal souls of countless 81192s. On this earth, the children of Russia have no other path to take, only to continuously become stronger. Because our name is China! Long live the People's Republic of China! Long live